What's up, guys? Welcome to an awesome Saturday video. Having my coffee. Now I can lose the coffee mode. So as y'all seen in the intro video, y'all seen a lot of changes, such as y'all seen the dirt here, trees here, grass there, the concrete yard here. My, do we have a lot to talk about. But first, welcome to H.P.T Power Training. Okay, so first and foremost, we got the concrete yard in and pretty much done. They do have some cracking, which I love. I love the cracking. That's due to drywall. Drywall will do that. I could come back in here and chase this and fix it with plaster, but I like the cracking. It gives it a resemblance of an old yard, right? That's what I'm kind of going after. Drywall does shrink. So if you're doing drywall, be prepared for the cracks and the shrinkage. That's why plaster is more stable. Plaster does not shrink, and plaster cures quicker, so just keep that in mind. So that's the yard, which I'm happy with. The feature here is this grass and trees that I've been putting here. I'm gonna explain that in a minute. It's all static grass. You can see how it stood up. All that stood up with different shades. I even got grass on the tracks to give it an overgrown look. Very little ballast, which that's what I was going for. I'm going for the very little ballast. You can see a lot of dirt here. Got to do a little bit more grass work in here. Maybe make some tufts put in here. Very little ballast. I'm explaining the ballast I use here was a blend of fine ballast and medium ballast. And I'm explaining this right now. If you're doing an HO scale layout, use the fine ballast, period. The medium ballast is just too hard to work with, and it's not quite to scale. So that was a test shot that I did. And by the time I got down to this part here where the load is sitting, I went ahead and used fine ballast on that. As you can see the difference. Fine ballast, in my opinion, works better. It's easier to work with, and it's more realistic, right? Okay, so kind of coming back at this view, I did the trees like this to give it a break. To give it a break from it dissolving into the curve over here. I still got to put some more trees, but I got to let things dry, okay? As you can see, it's different shades, such as here's dry, here is not, okay? The trees is to form a break. I didn't want to put no heels because I wanted to show off my grass work. So a lot of little things you can come into detail with when you're doing your layout that you gotta kind of keep in mind if you're going for a little realism, right? There's some little weeds that I made out of paintbrush bristles. There you go. And some more weeds here. And some bushes. These are bushes, okay? I use the Static King to do the static grass. Love the Static King. It's very simple to use, but what I did was block off all this screen. As you can see, I blocked off the whole screen and just left like a key slot, a coin slot opening here, right? There's a coin slot, and the rest is tape, so I can control it more in a focused area without getting grass everywhere. I learned that through trial and error, and I fixed it with that little slot here. So it worked good for me, and I continue to use it like that. Okay, so the next thing was applying different color shades, right? I've learned that this here does not stand alone on itself, so I mixed this with some of this green here, and it gives it that different shades of dead grass in there. Not a fan of this color, but I tried it, experimented with it, and I learned that it's better to mix a pinch of this with 2 or 3 pinches of this. It gives it a good shade. That's what I've learned. Another tip, and this is a dodo error on me because I was in a hurry, is let stuff dry. Let stuff dry before you move on, right? So, big thing. If you're doing your ground cover with dirt first, put your dirt, wait a day, let it dry. Come back, put your grass, let your grass sit in the fresh glue for about 35 minutes. Then you vacuum the excess up and pull the grass up. Do not do it right away, okay? Because you'll mess up your grass really, really quick. So letting it dry for about 35 minutes is the key thing to do on static grass. Vacuuming it after 35 minutes to make them stand up even better, okay? So those are the two biggest things. Let things dry. All this is sprayed with 50-50 mix, except for the grass. So the dirt was put down with 50-50 mix of glue. And when it came down to the grass, I went ahead and put a glob of Elmer's glue where I wanted the grass. So it was like a line, made like a nice, let it sit, then come back and shocked it with the grass. That worked out pretty well. So basically that's it on that part. Coming up, I want to put another switch here. Put my track in, going here. Not sure I'm leaving the building here, I don't know. I may just put some finger tracks in here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks here, 3 or 4 tracks here, and perhaps putting that building off in the back to where it goes to that building separately. Not sure, I don't think that's gonna be the home for that building. We'll see how things play out in the future, right? Beautiful. A lot of work to clean that track up because I had a lot of glue sitting on top. I'll show you what I did to clean the track up. Awesome. I like to run a razor blade on top, but you can see it has too much overhang to clean it. So what I did is use a washer and I rub it back and forth onto the track. So in other words, just laying it onto the track like so, and just scraping it back and forth all the way down. That cleans the track really well, especially after you get done scenery. Next is going to be applying some shades to this yard, giving it more of a weathered look with some grays. Not happy with the brightness of that, so I gotta tone that down. Awesome. And maybe putting a little shed here for the little people that can switch out the yard, right? Thank you for coming by like always. And don't forget, please like and subscribe so we can continue on this model railroading journey. As far as the filming aspect goes, we need that so we can continue filming, to be encouraged and be strong to keep doing this, right? I'll always do model railroading though on the DL. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.